Three senior figures who called themselves TuPac Dons drove around in Lamborghini Uruses have been jailed following a groundbreaking investigation that pierced the encrypted veil of EncroChat, a once secretive messaging service used by criminals to communicate with near total impunity. Mohammed Omayr, who's 41, Abdul Bahadir, and Husnain Ali have all received substantial prison sentences after detectives painstakingly built a case against them, uncovering an extensive conspiracy to distribute vast quantities of Class A drugs across the country. The men who portrayed themselves as untouchable kingpins of a digital underworld are now behind bars following a dramatic investigation involving covert surveillance, cross-border cyber forensics, and coordinated police raids. The trio used the encrypted communications platform EncroChat to coordinate their day-to-day operations, organising multi-kilo shipments of Class A drugs, collecting hundreds of thousands of pounds of illicit proceeds, and managing a well-oiled network of couriers and stash houses. Each member played a carefully defined role in the criminal syndicate, operating under nicknames such as TupacDon and Simonsays, aliases that investigators would later learn were tied directly to Bahadir and Ali. So Mohammed Omayr, he was the mastermind and operational leader of the organisation. Described in court as the central figure who orchestrated nearly every aspect of the enterprise, Omayr's responsibility included overseeing drug purchases, arranging storage and concealment, handling payments, and organising large-scale national distribution routes. He maintained control through encrypted messages service via EncroChat, often issuing direct instructions to his trusted couriers, including Bahadir, to carry out daily deliveries and collections. Omayr ensured drugs were packaged, tested, and moved efficiently, and monitored the flow of money with the precision of a corporate executive. He operated from his home in Chorlton, where his wealth and influence were on display. Luxury watches, designer clothes, and a black Lamborghini Urus worth over £250,000 adorned from his property like trophies. So Abdul Bahadir, originally brought into the operation to manage the gang's accounts, gradually rose through the ranks to become Omayr's trusted courier and logistics manager. As the business expanded and the volume of narcotics trafficked grew larger, Bahadir's role evolved from crunching numbers to transporting drugs and cash across the UK. He was responsible for physically moving kilos of heroin and coke, often hidden in expertly designed concealed compartments within vehicles. These compartments were built to evade detection by law enforcement and could only be accessed through secret latches and compartments. A testament to the gang's planning and resources, Bahadir also managed multiple stash houses, properties used to store narcotics, cash and equipment. Operating under the EncroChat aliases TupacDon and Simonsays, Bahadir coordinated his movements and drops, often sending encrypted updates to Omayr as he delivered high-purity drugs to buyers nationwide. His background in finance meant he was trusted to manage large sums of cash and keep precise records of transaction and essential elements in the gang's operation. You got Husnain Ali. He stepped into Bahadir's original role as the gang's accountant. Through his involvement came later in the conspiracy, his responsibilities were no less important. Ali was in charge of counting, packaging and facilitating the transfer of large sums of drug money. He worked behind the scenes but remained an active participant in the group's encrypted chat, sometimes even using the same aliases as Bahadir to mask his identity. Ali's role included preparing large amounts of cash for laundering or storage and ensuring all financial trails were carefully managed to avoid raising suspicion. By the time of his arrest, Ali had become fully embedded in the day-to-day management of the drug empire's finances. So this gang's illusion of invincibility came crashing down in April 2020 when French cybercrime specialists successfully hacked EncroChat's servers in northern France. The operation, one of the most significant digital takedowns in law enforcement history, allowed investigators across Europe to intercept and monitor real-time conversations between criminals who believed they were beyond the reach of the law. By covertly installing a malware update on EncroChat devices, law enforcement gained access to millions of secret messages that detailed everything from drug shipments to gun deals to money laundering operations and violent threats. Among the trove of that data were thousands of messages sent between Omayr, Bahadir and Ali, which gave Greater Manchester Police a window into their criminal world. So on the evening of Tuesday 28th of July, Manchester police made their move. Officers stopped a car travelling and Bahadir was behind the wheel, with Ali in the passenger seat. Searched the vehicle and uncovered a secret compartment packed with cocaine mixing agents used to adulterate the drugs for resale and digital weighing scales, standard tools of the trade for street-level distribution. Both men were arrested at the scene, and later that night, police executed a series of warrants at properties in Oldham and Chorlton, uncovering a wealth of evidence that confirmed the men's involvement in large-scale drug trafficking. At Bahadir's residence, police discovered over £157,000 in cash hidden in various locations. They found his designer clothes, and the scene suggested a life built on drug money and careful concealment. And at Omayr's property, officers found, as I said, designer watches, luxury clothing, and a Lamborghini on his drive. So the case concluded at Manchester Crown Court, and the court heard how the trio's drug empire stretched across England and had been active for a sustained period. The judge described their enterprise as well organised, persistent, and motivated solely by greed. So the sentencings are as followed. Mohammed Omayr, he was jailed for 16 years and 4 months. Abdul Bahadir from Oldham, he was jailed for 11 years and 6 months. And Husnain Ali, he was jailed for 8 years and 11 months. Objective Constable Brian Dayton from the Bury Challenger team said these men went to great lengths to conceal their illicit enterprise. They used encrypted mobile phones and built a hidden compartment in their cars they used to transfer the commodity, and all in an attempt to operate in secret. These men were driven by greed and spent their obscene proceeds on crime, on designer clothes and flashy cars, unbothered that this wealth was gained at the expense of vulnerable drug users. Said, I hope today's sentence is a stark reminder to criminals across the Greater Manchester area. Regardless of time past, we will continue to investigate those who use encrypted phones, and we will continue with relentless pursuit until you are all brought to justice. So, this case, it marks another major success in the UK's ongoing crackdown on EncroChat, and as more messages are analysed and more users identified, authorities expect further arrests and prosecution, delivering justice to those who believe they could hide in the encrypted shadows of the digital age that we're living in. So guys, this is a new story coming in where 3 men have been jailed for around 30 years after police investigation into a multi-kilo supply of coke and heroin across the country. Guys, once again, if you already haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a little like and drop a comment below as well. I'd really appreciate it. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.